Sister.
Hey girl, hey. Let me guess, you got a word.
Sure do.
I'll meet you at Bayroom.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome to Bayroom or welcome back to Bayroom. This is episode 10?
10, yeah.
10. I'm Deja.
Crazy. I'm Alisa.
And this is Bayroom where we talk all things black love, black family, black relationships, dibble and dabble into some other things if you've been keeping up. So welcome, friends.
Welcome back. Follow us on all platforms, Instagram, bay.room, YouTube, bay.room, and let's get right into it.
Yes. Wait, 1 second. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Shop Sage Rose. Visit them on shopsagerose.com. Inspired by beauty, made for versatility.
Period.
Okay.
Good morning, sis.
Good morning.
It's
It's
the
early
morning.
today.
We usually do our shoots in the evening. Our lives have been super hectic, so we are trying this early morning thing. If you know me, it's not my this place. It's not my vibe at all, but we gonna make it work.
Indeed.
So how are you feeling this morning? How are you feeling today?
Good. I'm just tired, girl. It's holiday time, so naturally just a lot of everybody's tired and the energy seems to be just leaking
Yeah.
on me, So just tired but good, happy, healthy, happy to be here. I'm going on vacation soon, so my energy's
Are
different.
you
So
excited?
I am.
That's a long vacation.
It is long, but
A
I
long
need it.
time to be in Vegas.
It is long.
What's on the itinerary?
Lots of, but you know what? We're prioritizing lots of wellness this time. Lots
In
of
Vegas?
spas. Yep. Lots of spas, lots of massages. Like it's Sam's birthday it always lands around that time. So this year I'm really like we never really prioritize wellness. We always prioritize fun stuff because we don't do that stuff. But this time I'm like, no, I'm actually drained. Like this is the first time in like some years that I feel like I'm actually drained.
Yeah.
Like so we're doing a lot of like spa stuff, massages, facial, like literally things that we don't do.
I didn't even know there were spas in Vegas.
They're
I thought
really
it was just clubs.
expensive. And the thing is, we don't even club in Vegas.
I've been twice. I love Vegas.
Vegas is good. Vegas is good for the party scene, but
Yeah.
there's really good food. Like like
Yeah.
all the things that boring people like me do. Like I like to eat. I like to do like fun stuff like that. But really prioritizing wellness and just time together.
That's nice.
Really, yeah. What about you? How are you feeling? What's going on?
Same. I feel like I'm on a freaking hamster wheel. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Like it's nonstop. It's nonstop. So I'm just, trying to look ahead, trying to stay positive and stay motivated. That's like the main thing. I'm trying to stay positive and stay motivated, but also be present because every single day I wake up, not even when I wake up, like throughout the day, what's running through my mind is I'm getting older.
Yeah.
Like
me too. Wow.
I'm getting older and I like oftentimes I think about like my childhood, I think about the 90s, I think about all of those things and it saddens me. It saddens me how time flies so fast, and now that I'm a mom, it's like it really hits. So I'm really trying to focus on being present and like, just soaking in the moments.
I hear that.
I'm trying to wake up at 6 a.m. so that
Good luck.
I know I'm really like, I'm the type of person that will wait to the last minute to wake up. So I'm trying to get the most out of my day.
Yeah.
After watching that Beyonce movie last night, I'm like, she got the same 24 hours.
The same.
The same 24 hours. I'm not going to be half as comfortable as I want to be waking up right before I gotta leave the house.
True.
Or an hour before I gotta leave the house.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to like just program my mind to really, lock in.
Yeah. I hear you. I
So
feel like
that's where I'm at, but I'm tired as
yeah. No, me too. I had a like a gingerbread little thingy thing from Starbucks this morning.
Oh, how was it?
It was
I love
so good, but I drink
Starbucks.
black coffee with like a little bit of coconut sugar, so that thing is like I'm buzzed. Like it's just so
Oh,
sweet.
so
Like
you're
I'm
on 1,000
wired.
right
Yeah.
now.
But
I didn't have coffee. I'm a coffee girl. Did
I'm
not
gonna
have
crash
coffee this
though.
morning.
It's all fake. It's all sugar.
No, yeah, I know.
It's like
You
I'm
should
gonna
try
crash.
mushroom coffee.
Oh, I was reading that. I think I
I've
have my
heard that it's
I have
good.
one called
Okay.
um
No free promo.
oh yeah, sorry. Don't buy them, but my therapist put me onto
We
that
know.
because I was telling her, I was like, when I drink coffee, I have panic attacks and it's
Send me that
good.
link because I've been looking for a couple.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Anywho, just to get a little bit more like I want you to be vulnerable. I feel like um we talk a lot, but I feel like, on our shows you have this stoic, which is amazing. You have this stoic, very composed vibe about you, but I really do want you to feel just as comfortable and safe on this platform to get, vulnerable and honest about anything that's, heavy on your heart. So, or just like how you're feeling,
Yeah.
because you definitely hold in a lot of your energy and all of those things. So is there anything like top of mind that is bothering you or feeling heavy on your
Oh, this is
heart
nice.
about anything on the
Some tea.
yeah, anything happening in the world, anything happening in your life, in your mind, in your heart, any of those things?
You know what's been like really heavy on me recently? And it's really been recently, like these past 2 weeks. So my child is 2 and
Mhm.
going through them twos.
Oh, yeah, girl.
And I really hold myself accountable with the way that I respond and react to things.
Mhm.
But these past 2 weeks,
You've been losing
she's
it?
been because it's the dinner time too. It's not even like she's been sick, so I'll give her that. But like it's dinner time. Like sometimes she just doesn't eat food that
Mhm.
she likes. And lately it's just been like bothering me because I'm like, I'm worried about your nutrition. Things
Right.
that you're not worried about. I'm worried about balanced meals, making sure that you're gaining weight. Like she's still like, they're still in the baby phase. So
Yeah.
doctors are checking their weight.
Right.
And she's been stressing me. And then like when I get stressed, she gets stressed. So she'll like throw a fork and I'm like, girl, like
Not throw a fork.
throw a fork and it be hitting stuff. And I'm like, so you get this aim. I don't even know. But it's like lately I've been like raising my voice or like I feel like snapping
Same,
because I have
yeah.
so much on my mind and I'm so worried about her. And
Mhm.
it's been like I've been crying at night because I'm like, oh
You
God, I
feel
talked to
bad.
her crazy.
Yeah.
Like she's gonna hold on to that. This is temporary, but she's gonna hold on to that feeling. But then
Yeah.
afterwards she'll be like, Mommy, I miss you, or Mommy,
Yeah.
I love you. And I just start crying. Cause I'm like,
Oh.
how could I do that? Because she's 2. Their frontal cortex is not developed, but at the same time, girl,
I know.
like you're really trying
You
it.
already know what I be going
You're
through.
really trying it, and I'm scared of the threes. I hear threes are the twos that everybody warns you
Girl.
about. Threes are like
Girl.
the thing.
Well, I have a
I'm
boy, so
nervous.
I don't know, but let me tell you,
I'm nervous, girl.
like he rags me.
Oh, I can only imagine. You only got one kid.
Rags
That's crazy.
me. And like I have conversations with his dad and he's like, "Oh, it's you got to like do this and you
Not
got
you
to
gotta
do
lie.
that." And I'm like, "Listen, bro."
Giving me advice.
Right. And I'm like, "Listen, he got all these tips and stuff about
Does it work for him?
it works for him, but
Right,
he's
because you're two
also
different
his
people.
dad, right?" And
Exactly.
so um yeah, I feel you on that one because be
Girl.
having to really I've been in the last couple weeks, I'd say, I've been a lot more intentional about how I'm responding to him.
Mhm.
It's always top of mind, but remember we had that conversation about what your intentions are
Mhm.
versus actually being intentional.
Mhm.
So I've been intentional about remaining calm and like, you know, trying to not repeat these
Yeah.
cycles
Not to
because
two-piece these kids.
girl,
Cause
I've had to pop him
yo,
a couple times on his butt, like, nothing crazy, but like
oh, just like stop.
to shake him up a
Like,
little bit.
yeah, like,
Cause I'm like, what do I do? Do
yo,
I just let him run amok?
I don't even
S-
know,
I
girl.
feel you on that. So you've been struggling with like that guilt
Yeah.
of like discipline and how far to go
Cause then
and
she'll
your
smile after,
temper.
and I'm like, you are the best thing the best thing I could ever have in my life. But
Oh,
sometimes, girl,
I know.
I want to chain you up outside. Like seriously, and Sammy like she's acting like an animal, so chain her up. We will not chain our child. But he'd be like, she's acting like an animal. I'm like, she's going through it. She's testing boundaries. And this was like on the day after Thanksgiving because Sam was sick too. He was
I'm
like,
dead.
chain her
Oh
up.
yeah, y'all were all in there just struggling.
I still feel like I'm coming along, but I'm holding out. I don't
I'm
know.
always congested and sick during the winter time.
It's just the air too. It's like
Like,
the air. But my mom says I have a strong immune system, so I believe her. Um, I don't know. I have no other guidance. I'm just gonna
my
listen to my
mom says I
mommy.
have a strong immune system.
She put her phone. She's like, "You're not gonna get sick. You have a strong immune system." I'm like, "Okay."
I'm dead. She's like, I
Um,
gave you them some stones vitamins.
seriously. She's like, "You were sick all the time. You always had strep throat. You always had this. You always had that." I'm like, "All right, cool, that works."
I'm dead. Uh, so if you could do one thing over in this journey of like starting and building your family, all of those things, what would it be?
I'd start therapy sooner.
Yeah.
Definitely wouldn't have waited till like 1 years old, 2 years old.
How
I
long have you been in therapy?
I stopped recently, but it was about a year
Yeah, same.
straight too.
Yeah.
Um, and I only stopped because my job switched insurances, so I had to
Mhm.
switch her. But I don't want to switch her. She was a young black woman. Oh,
Mhm.
she has no idea what she did for my life. Um,
Really?
but
Doesn't that suck?
no,
I
it
had
really
to stop
sucks.
therapy because of changing my insurance as
It
well.
sucks. It's not. It shouldn't even be allowed. Like, it's like doing therapy because I needed therapy really bad after stopping breastfeeding because I got really really depressed.
Mhm.
So that's why I started, and then things started coming up, and I was like, oh, okay, I really need therapy, and I'm an advocate for therapy. I just never really used it because like I would like be an herbalist and like do things like that, and I'll keep it
Yeah.
there. But like I therapy really helped me with a lot of things that I didn't even know. And it
Mhm.
really brought things full circle for me because I started like my self growth journey like maybe like 7, 8 years ago. And like well, being intentional about it rather. And therapy brought some things full circle for me. So I'm like, if I would
Yeah.
have started this before, I probably would have been a much better person.
What's something so I feel like in my therapy journey, like it was really hard for me to like break. And I feel like I just probably had bad therapists, not bad therapists,
Hmm.
but therapists that just didn't work for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, for sure.
It was hard for me to really like get to that point where I feel like, oh wow.
Yeah.
What's something that you feel like therapy's uncovered for you?
A lot of childhood things, like, I feel like I was always nervous to be myself,
Mhm.
and I didn't know that. So I was always insecure as a child. So I felt like I was a follower. And I would
Mm.
follow even in elementary school, like young, like I'd follow people around and do stupid shit.
Really?
Yes.
You always gave a leader as a
I don't know
child.
how. Like I'd be telling people about me and they'd be like, I don't see that at all. And I'm like, well, I don't
I
know.
feel like you be seeing yourself in ways that like
Well, I
you
know
really don't present
I
at
let me
all.
tell you, that's so and I don't even know like when you say that too, like even when I tell people I get nervous speaking and people are like, "How? I can't even tell." Like out loud and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Do I what is that with me?" Like I don't know why it doesn't show. I'm grateful it doesn't, but I'm like, "What is that?" I feel like that's something to be said.
Mhm.
But it was like it uncovered a lot about my childhood because I feel like my parents kind of like I said what I said and don't ask why and kind of shut down the independence of me when I was a child.
Mhm.
So that led to, being a little bit more timid and a little bit more like reserved, but not having a brain to think for myself in a little bit of
Right.
ways, especially in elementary school. So I feel like I was a bit of a follower, even in like high school and stuff. So when I was talking to my therapist, I was just telling her, I kind of just like suck things up and I kind of just deal with a lot and I let things get to a point where like I blow up at people
Mm.
versus addressing issues in the beginning and
Mhm.
kind of just salvaging a relationship or salvaging myself, salvaging like my emotions and we were talking about that and I didn't even connect those dots, but that's
Mhm.
like one major key. That's why I'm like so big on like communication now and just like addressing things from the point and validating my feelings. If I'm
Right.
feeling something in the beginning, I'm feeling it.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's stupid
Right.
to you or someone else, and I make sure I say it. So
Right.
that's one major thing that has helped with therapy.
That's super important. Blah, important.
It's early.
That is super important. Communication is important in all relationships, honestly.
Yes, truly.
Um, do you feel like you had children early on in your relationship?
No, that's
No.
the one thing. Yeah, I feel like she came at like a perfect time. We have been talking about kids, not having kids, just talking about them just randomly because I kind of set my expectations early.
Mhm.
Like I want to get married and I want to have kids. Um, and then during the pandemic, we manifested her. I will always say that to the day I
No,
die.
you absolutely
We
did.
manifested her. We made a name for her before she even existed. Before, like, literally, we were talking about, oh, what is our names combined? And then that's how we got her name. And then what, like 5 months later, she was conceived.
Wait, y'all names combined is
Like Sam and
Sage?
Deja,
Oh.
Sage, but with a J-E.
Oh, Dej and oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And if she was a boy, she would have been Sage with a G-E. And then what kind of brought
Okay.
it full circle is we were like applying for a mortgage for our house, and the home representative, like the representative, her name was Sage. Mhm.
Really?
And we were like, "Boop, boop." Like, that's what we're doing.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah. Wait, what happened? I was like, "Wait, what happened?" Don't break
were
nothing
these
important.
always here?
I don't think so.
Um, so you don't feel like how long into the relationship?
Like
It was
two and a
two.
half years?
So you don't feel like there so I asked this question because oftentimes I feel like and I just think that it just depends on the relationship, but
Mhm.
I do feel like I wish we would have waited a little bit
A little bit longer.
longer. I don't it's different. We didn't plan to
Mhm.
have a child.
It just
So,
popped up one day on the gram. Like,
girl,
I saw it.
literally,
I was like, "Oh my god!" And you were probably
literally,
like, "Oh god."
literally. And it was one of those things where it was just like here we
Yeah.
are.
It
And
moves like that. It's fast.
yeah, and I feel like, I think COVID was the perfect time for us to have a child. So I
Yeah,
would not take that back because
I agree.
if it did not happen during COVID, I mean, God always makes a way, but I don't know that we would be, standing right now.
No, it's hard.
And so stable and secure just in life.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. I think COVID, the fact that I work from home, all those
right.
pieces had to align. I don't think me commuting to work would have been
None of it would
sufficient.
have been
Yeah,
ideal. None of
no,
it.
no.
I wouldn't have been able to stay home with him. I had just started a new job, so I don't even think that I would have qualified for I remember I found out a month before it shut down.
Really?
Yes, I found out February 2020.
Oh, wow, that's so scary too, like, in your
Yes.
mind, like, as a
I
woman.
just left my job at Spotify and literally quit and
Period.
got a new job and I started that job I want to say like end of February. And um I remember thinking like I can't tell them that I'm pregnant until
Mm,
until May
mhm,
when like my insurance kicks in and all of those things. And it was terrifying. And then the
mm.
shutdown happened. I'm like, look at God.
Wow. That
Yeah.
timing is impeccable.
So I wouldn't trade that for anything. But I do
Yeah.
wish that, we just had more time together because we also had a child almost 2 years into the relationship.
Mhm.
I wish we had more time together, more time to learn each other. I've expressed this before, and just even learn if like we were right for
Right,
each other. Because I
right,
feel like
that's
now
honest.
we've been spending more time like trying to learn how to be parents and then also learn how to be partners to each
Yeah,
other. And like that just makes things a lot more difficult. So
it does.
that's something that I've reflected on often. So I
Mhm.
wanted to see how you felt about that. Do you feel like I guess this is a given, like parenthood definitely brings out your triggers
Oh, hell
and
yeah. It does, but I'll say I think God gave me my daughter because she's healed so much. Like, there's nothing like when I think about things before I had a child, when I would think about things that have happened to me in the past, just no matter how big or small, it'd be
Mhm.
so devastating to me. And I would be like, why is this a part of my story? Like,
Mm,
I didn't need to be shaped this way. But when
really?
I think about having a child, after I have my child and I think about that, I'm like, oh, that's why. So you can really educate. You felt that. You're not gonna make that mistake again, but you
Right.
can maybe prevent her from making the same exact mistake.
Right.
She's gonna make her own mistakes, like, and they're gonna be painful,
Right.
but maybe not this one. And if you
Right.
could stop this one, that's it. Like
Right.
that's why. So she brings out my triggers, but not like anything she's doing where I'm triggered like of something of myself, just past triggers. But
Right.
because I and it's a lot of social media stuff too. Like when I just see certain things on social media of people the way parents treat their kids, I'm just like, how could you treat this most cherished relationship like that? Like you're supposed to like really learn and do things, prepare, whatever the case may be for these people that you bring into this world.
Right.
So that's what she brings up a lot. Like sometimes it's a little sad and disheartening when I see just the way parents treat their kids or the way the things I've went through because I'm just like People just be really like, these are people you bring into this
And
world.
you just really just don't be, and I won't say giving a F, but I feel
On
like,
some dumb shit.
well, yeah,
Mhm.
honestly, like social media when it comes to the children, like I really just wish they would ban certain
They need to
content
ban
because
it.
it literally like it makes my blood boil.
Mhm.
Some of the things that I see on social media regarding
Mhm.
like
I
children.
agree.
But yeah, like I struggle with that because I do want to give grace because I feel like, our parents' generation didn't have as many resources. And then also, like these conversations weren't being had. So, but, I'm just grateful that we're in a space where we're breaking generational curses. Me and my
Mhm.
cousin talk about that all the time. Like, she's the first in our family to really like be in, not the well, yeah, the first in our family to like be in a super healthy relationship, get married, have a wedding. Like my grandmother was
Mm.
married, but it wasn't the best relationship. It was
Mm-mm.
like, a marriage in the
You're
70s.
right. Literally.
Um and never saw my mom in a relationship, and so we're
Mhm.
really, she's the first to like, next year she's getting married, she got proposed to, like it's a whole
Yeah.
thing.
It's
um
beautiful. Congrats.
me staying in a two family home, making it
Mhm.
work, and really trying to like get to the root of different things, and heal,
Yeah.
right? And I just feel like I am grateful to be in an age where our mindset is that,
Mhm.
and not because it's so easy to just become, because there's still people our age who are just like their parents and who have no intention
Mm-mm.
on just being better.
No.
um
And it's clear as day. And
mhm.
it's almost sometimes when you could see through that, I'd be like, yo, you're not embarrassed. Like, because you can see through it. When people are already woke to it, they can see through it. But like to the other person, they're not embarrassed. But to
Right.
me, I'm like, damn, I'm really like, come on. Like, it's really difficult. We do have a lot of resources. That's why I'm thankful and I hate social media. Both. Like I hate social media, but I
It's
love
not
it
just
so
social
much.
media though. Oh yeah, maybe it is just the internet in
It's
general.
the internet. You have so much access. Like, please, even with like WebMD and stuff, if you could WebMD some shit in the 70s, would you not?
Yeah,
Would you not?
I try not to.
I
I
WebMD
low key,
everything,
I,
please.
I low key become like hypochondriac about every little thing.
I am, and Imma live that way. Like, I'm just gonna live my life that way. My mom be like, "Don't Google it." I'm Googling every symptom.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I go to the doctor because I like to come as educated as possible just because of the way I feel doctors are.
Yeah, they just will
Um,
tell you anything.
yeah, and I really became like that, like hard was when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Same.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
When's the last time you cried?
Oh, like 2 nights ago.
You you cry often?
No. But I cry when it most of the time when it comes to my child because I just want to ensure I'm doing the best. But I told you I cry because old girl was like throwing forks. And I'm like, girl, you eat chicken and rice. That you asked me for that in the morning. When she wakes up, she'll be like chicken, rice, and beans. Like you asked me for that. And then she got mad and just didn't eat it. And she threw the fork. And I'm over here like, yo. And like to like get like that, I'm just like, oh God, I hope she's not taking it. So I cried a little bit after that. But I don't really cry too often, or if I do, it's anxiety driven. Just and it's very general. Like I don't
It's
really have
nothing specific. It's
nothing,
just
and
like
I'm
a
grateful
moment
it's
where you're
nothing
feeling
specific.
overwhelmed.
But I know I'm mentally ill because
Oh my god,
I be
baby.
crying. Like it's just nerves, and I'm like, if all you could do is relax, but that's not how it is. That's not how it works. But yeah,
I'm trying
so
to think of the last time I cried.
when's the last time?
I
Yeah.
should have thought about this before.
Well, if you can't
um,
remember, maybe that's good. It wasn't
so
recent.
I'm not a big crier.
You're not. You're not emotional at all to me. Like when I view you, you're very just like
No, I'm emotional. Okay. Because I feel like a lot of people, so my cousin sent me this really beautiful message the other day. It was so
Did you cry?
beautiful. No, I didn't cry. But oh, actually, yes, let's unpack this real quick because I did want to talk about this. So I've had moments, and I'm gonna get back to my cousin in a couple things. I've had moments where I've sat with myself and I'm like, wow, I should really be crying right now. Why am I not
Yeah.
crying?
Yeah.
And
That's real.
some moments are like the birth of my child.
Mhm.
So I cried like during labor, not because of pain, but because of frustration.
Yeah.
The doctor that I had, she was really pressuring me, and she was like,
Mm-mm.
she was actually wasn't even my midwife. She was the resident doctor. So I think she was like, not the resident doctor. She was like the head doctor for that day. She was a black woman too, which
Mm.
really blew mine.
They
Thankfully,
be the ones.
I had a doula, and I was educated as well.
Yeah.
But she was really pressuring me. She was talking about vacuuming. She was talking about all these
Vacuuming?
vacuuming him
But,
out.
like, why?
Right. And, I was just telling her, like, listen, I'm hungry. I
Yeah.
have not eaten. Just give me some food. And they don't want you to eat.
Mhm.
And I'm like, listen, I'm not pushing another inch until you give me some
You could
food. I don't care if it's soup or crackers, whatever it is, give me something to eat
Yeah.
because I'm not pushing because something's wrong with him.
No.
I don't have the
You
energy.
have no energy. It's
So
like,
let me
yo.
rest and give me some food.
Yeah.
And so she did that. Talk about advocating for yourself. Like I
Mhm.
literally had to like fight for that.
Mm.
Um, so she did that and it was fine. Whatever. They what is it called? They took out some of the epidural like to lessen the strength and I was fine.
Mhm.
So I cried during that moment because I was frustrated.
Mhm.
But when he came, his dad was a wreck.
Aw.
But I didn't cry. And I was like,
I didn't cry when
why
Stacey
am
came.
you didn't cry
No, I was like, "What do I do?
either?
What do I do with her now?"
I was like, I should be crying right now. Why am I not crying? And there's been like other situations like that where I just felt like, you know, this is the emotion that should be present, and I don't have it. My cousin sent me a beautiful message, and she was just like, I know you're not that emotional, but just encouraging me and just telling me how proud of me she is.
Aw, sweet.
And I want people to know I am emotional. I have emotions.
Well,
Okay.
you cried episode 2. So you
Exactly.
are capable. You're not a sociopath. Not knocking sociopaths. There's sociopaths that do the work. Like, that's not knocking them, but you have emotion.
I am an emotional person.
Mhm.
I just show my emotion
Different.
differently.
Yeah, differently.
But as of late, I have and it's so funny because the weirdest things make me feel choked up. Like having my child didn't make me cry, but like certain things will make me feel, choked up. So the last time I cried, cried, or just got I wanna say okay, so the last time I can remember was a little while ago, and I was in bed, and I was just feeling a lot of anxiety, like, just about life,
Mhm.
about death, about all of the things,
Mhm.
and just like, what is this all for?
Mhm.
We talked about how I feel about death, and
Mhm.
sometimes, a lot an idle mind is a devil's playground, so,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
when you can't sleep or that's when those kinds of invasive thoughts
Yeah.
start to creep in, and so I was having one of those moments, and yeah, I just had to breathe through it and pray.
Yeah.
Honestly, during those moments, I'm not like I've talked about my spirituality too,
Mhm.
like I've been struggling there as well, and so but that always helps.
Yeah. It always helps. It settles your heart. I pray too, but it's more like, I mean, praying is just talking to God, but like I just be like, "Oh, God got it. He already got me through a bunch of crap." Like, if this is nothing compared to what I've been through, please. And then I'd be laughing because, like, it's funny you talk about not crying, but I'd be like, "Yo, I gave birth. If
Right.
I could give birth,
I
I
can
could
do
do this."
anything.
Like, seriously. And I saw the video. If I could do that, I could do anything. So yeah, that's interesting though. You just show your emotion differently.
Right.
That's it.
um Yeah, but I when I do cry, it does feel good. And I know like people say like you should try to force yourself to cry. Like you should try crying on a regular basis as
Mm.
like a release of some sort.
Just makes you tired though.
It
Like
depends on
that
how
shit,
hard you
it
crying.
be I be ready to go to bed. I'm like, "Oh, thank God. That's my melatonin.
I'm dead. No, yeah, that's a fact. It
It's my
does drain
melatonin."
you. Um so what are some ways that you'd like to improve as a person or and a parent and a person, a parent, a partner, all of those things.
Hmm. I'd really just like to be more patient. And I always tell Sage, I'd be like, patience. And she'd be like, patience. Wait, wait, wait. And I'm like, yeah, wait. And I have to have more patience. Um, and I'd like to have more faith in myself. Cause like I always tell people, I'm like, I'm very ambitious, right? Like I don't think there's nothing I can't do, but I always say, like, God didn't give me the tools to be this ambitious. God gave me
Uh-huh.
anxiety, God gave me
Uh-huh.
fear, God gave me, just things to make me feel less
Did
than.
God give those things to you? I don't think God gave those
I
things
don't
to
know. I
you.
think God put me in situations, but I will say this. having this strain, whatever this anxiety I've been having the past year has been the worst in my life. I
Yeah.
think he's breaking me down to build me up. I think
Exactly.
he's saying, "You want to be this person. You've been telling me for years you want to be this person. You want to do these things. You can't act how you were acting and move how you move and think how you think and allow people to tear you down so easily. People are gonna
Right.
break you apart. Like
Right.
if you really want to do this." So I do think he's building me up, but I always just laugh. I'll be like, "I'm ambitious, but what else? Like, what are the other tools has God possessed me with?" But maybe that's it. So I'd like to just be more confident in that, more patient, and just more like stepping in faith. I do have a lot of faith, but it's very specific. Like I don't have faith generally. Like sometimes I say I'm a realist, but really I'm
Yeah.
a pessimist sometimes. Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
just like shit just doesn't work out. And everybody's not built for it. You're probably not built for it. And that just taking time away from things I have to do. So just maybe those three things would probably put me in just a better mental space when
Yeah.
doing hard things. Like
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
podcast, doing that live event was very hard for me.
You held it down.
But if you didn't bring me on like this, I would have never done anything like that.
You had your own podcast.
Yeah, but I would never have done a live event like that. I would have never talked about a relationship in front of my parents like that. I would have never done that. And like that's building me up to breaking me down to build me up. Like you're gonna have anxiety, okay? You're gonna have a panic attack, and now do what you have to do to go to the next level. So I
Right.
feel like that's really my journey this year has been that in that season, and I think next year hopefully that'll be more of where I'm stepping into. But those are the three things.
And how do you want to improve as a partner?
Oh dear God, you gotta ask Sam that shit. I don't know. Maybe just be more. You know what it is? Be more how they say on social media, like put your partner first, type of thing. Like put your relationship first, like over your kids. Like there's an argument that you should do that. I think that is true. I think you should do that.
Yeah.
But it's hard. So that's what I want to do. I need to put him back where he was. Like when we first got together and right before Sage, like he was my main thing and like gave me all the feels that Sage gives me now. Like that was just my guy.
Yeah.
And now I feel like while we're getting back to that stage and we're about to get married, Sage still holds that place. Like it's really Sage and then everybody else. It's not him, Sage, and then everybody else. So I'm trying to just be more where like he's the focus
Yeah.
because he hasn't been. And I don't know how to do that though.
Really.
Yeah, I don't know
Is
what
it hard to like reignite the spark?
it's hard, and I think I have to let go of what most people should let go. It's never gonna feel the same as before kids. It's just never not. So step into what it is now, and maybe try to like learn this partner now. Think of some things that brought you together, and that's what I'm trying to do. Because I be thinking, oh, it doesn't feel how it was. It's not going to. You have a 2-year-old kid that drains both of
Do
you.
you guys both feel like that, or is it mainly you?
I think it's just me. He
Yeah.
doesn't act that way. We haven't really dove into it like that,
You
but like
should.
that's what our little May that we were doing like a retreat and like doing like a whole thing to like really
Okay.
assess and like put some more positive what is the thing? Like some things what's the word? There's some things you do like
Like positive shit, I just had the word.
it's 8 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock now. Just some things you do more often. So we're trying to establish some things we do on a daily basis, on a monthly
Yeah.
basis, because we haven't had that time to do it. And
There's this
yeah.
card game. I'll give it to you to that I have to or maybe I'll get it for you guys. It's it's a card game. Ask you
Hmm.
questions to dive into how the other person's feeling and it's really cool. It's really
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, that sounds
I
good.
got you.
Thank you. What
Um
about you?
I think that like same patience for me as a parent. That's really it. Like just me learning how to or just me really just keeping my composure
Mhm.
at all times. That's top and also just better and I feel like I have really good habits,
Mhm.
but better habits
Mhm.
like waking up earlier. I feel like if I woke up earlier, my day would go so much smoother. I would get so much more accomplished. I would feel a lot better overall. I might be tired,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna feel better overall.
Yeah.
So waking up early is a huge goal of mine. Um, and then like I have a routine, but I feel like my routine is rushed because I don't wake up
Yeah.
early.
It's like domino effect.
Right. And so I wake up maybe like an hour before I gotta leave the house, getting the baby ready, get
Yeah.
myself ready when they
And now you're
leave.
frustrated and
When
like it's all
yeah, not even frustrated, no, but now I'm just like I'm rushing, right? Because
Mhm.
then I gotta walk the dog when they leave, and
Mm.
if they don't take the dog with them, and right before I head out. I gotta, catch my shuttle or catch the train, or then I'm at work for, 4 hours. Then I get back home. I gotta get a little bit more work in, and
Mm,
then I gotta go get the baby, and then put the baby to deal with his craziness.
mhm.
Then I gotta figure out what the fuck to feed him.
Yes.
Because
That will drive you it's that part is the worst part of
yo,
parenting. Figuring out what to feed these kids. That's the
yo,
word. I kid you not, that's the most anxiety I've ever had was food.
I really just like give it to his dad to figure out the food. But the problem with that is he gets in so late, and so he cooks. I still gotta figure it out
Yeah, and then, like,
because
he
especially
takes
if
it.
there's no leftovers,
Mhm.
yeah, because he'll cook when he gets home, and yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, figuring out what to eat, putting him to bed. Then now it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I will have this moment to myself where I'm still working.
yeah,
And I'm trying to get my show in, and that's like
yeah,
my but I just feel like it's just like I said, a hamster wheel. So I really just want to wake up in the morning. My goal is to wake up in the morning, 6 a.m., 6:30, meditate, go to the gym, then start my day. Eat some food,
yeah,
eat nutritious food, and start my day.
yeah.
um
You're gonna feel a lot better when
so
you
but
wake up.
yeah,
I do
so
it
better
for me.
habits for me. And then as far as a partnership, I feel like this has been a conversation in my relationship and just like in my life for a while now.
Mhm.
So I think focusing on the needs of my partner a little bit more.
That's good.
I think the same as far as like just I feel like getting caught up in like every day. I'm just too tired for certain things.
Girl,
You know what I'm tired.
no, and you end up not enjoying it.
I'm too tired, bro.
I'm tired and mentally drained. That's the thing a lot of
Yes, I
people don't
just want to
see.
chill and watch a
And
movie.
watch something I wanna watch, or let me shamelessly scroll on my phone, okay? Let me do that. But that's what I wanna do. That's gonna recharge me, at least for 5 minutes.
So that's how I can improve as a partner,
Yeah,
to like, try to
yeah,
prioritize the needs
it's
of
hard.
my partner.
It's hard. I feel like, you know what, in some cases, that's a good problem to have. It means you're kinda putting yourself first or putting your child
I ain't
first.
putting myself
Oh,
first.
well, I'm not putting myself I just put Sage above all. Like, my goal, I'm just cherish that relationship so much that I noticed that, like, if it ain't about her, if she's not suffering, nobody should be suffering if the child is good. So, like, in my mind, everything should be great because she's doing great, but that's not how it works.
No.
And your partner, because
And you also don't want to become codependent on with her.
no. Oh,
You
I
gotta,
am.
yeah, you gotta have some
I
balance.
am. Like, I love her so much. I just wanna be with her all the time. Sometimes I'm like, I just wanna hold her hand and walk through
Oh
Target.
my god, you need
I
to
love
grow up.
seriously, like, I'm like, she's my little bestie, but not what you throwing forks. So, like, you gotta nip that shit. That shit, I'll be like, "Yo, I'm about to two-piece her ass." Like,
I'm dead.
yo.
But no, honestly, you gotta create your own world. Um, you know what's so funny? um, one day when I was at work, I was chatting with somebody, and they were, asking about my life. I think she was a therapist, asking about my life and my relationship and X, Y, and Z. And she was saying, and we ended up talking about narcissists. She was
Mm,
talking about like a relationship she had been in, whatever the case may be. And she was like, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, like you got to build your own bubble.
yeah.
Because narcissist doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad person. You
No.
can't be with them, but you just have to learn how to manage, right?
Mhm.
So you have to build your own bubble. And so kids are almost like low-key narcissists, right? And so, but as a parent and a partner and someone who there everything outside of just there's a lot required,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
You have to build your own bubble. You
Mhm.
have to like protect yourself and build your own world outside of all of those things.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do an okay job. I could do a better job, but I feel like I do an okay job at like my whole entire life and world is not
I
my
think you do
son.
a good job. Like, I look at you like you
Yeah,
do a
is
good job
not
at that.
my son. Like he is priority for me, of course. And most things that I do revolve around him, especially now, like as far as like long term, everything
Yeah.
that I'm doing is not just for him, for us.
Yeah.
Um but you have to hang out with your friends more. You have to, you know, just make more time for the things that you enjoy.
Yeah. Touche. I think I just
Um,
started doing that this year. So I think I need some
yeah.
more time. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just got outside. Like,
Especially now that you're about to be married, like,
mhm.
because you do still have a child, you have to balance, like, enjoying that early marriage and
Mhm.
child as well. Like, that's something that you really gotta be intentional about. And lastly, I guess we covered goals though. Like, what are some 3 goals you have for 2024?
Well, yeah, we could do personal goals. Like, well, I guess that was personal, but 3 goals I have is to grow my business, Sage Rose. That's one. Second is to just like get a real grasp on this anxiety thing
Yeah.
because so I laugh because the anniversary of my first panic attack passed and I was like, wow, like this is you almost learn to deal with them. Like it's really not as deep as like I it comes off of it when I talk about it because like I get on what I drive, like I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I just learned that you look how you when you're forced to change, look how you changed. So
Right.
now put that energy into whatever you want to do. So I want to learn how to like get a grasp on my anxiety better, but also like apply that change to other things. Like when you have panic attacks, you are forced to adjust your life like you would with this, with other things. And then my last one would be what we just touched on, like being just a better partner and learning what that means for me. Like now as a mom and with a new child, like she's not new, but she knew enough.
Yeah.
And learning what that means. So those are like my 3 things that I think would just like no matter what happens, would just keep me happy and sane. Like I try to make a life for myself as is, and whatever happens better is what
Better.
happens
Yeah.
better. But this is the life I have. So I'm not gonna be like thirsty to get out of it when like you gotta live with what you have, like love yours. That's what J. Cole said,
Yeah.
right? Love yours. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to do better.
Facts. Facts. Goals for me. Ugh, I have so many. I need to get my license.
Yes, girl. I'm glad you said it. I thought for one at one point I thought you drove, and one day like we were going to DC, and I was like, oh, you could drive to my house, and
No,
we're
we
gonna
have
pick
a
us up.
car, but I just
And
don't
but
drive.
it's like you were like, wait, how am I gonna get there?
Right. Sis don't drive.
You gotta drive.
And I live in Jersey.
You could park.
And now my new complex, like you low key need to go. I've been taking so many Ubers because
Mm.
you need a car kind of like the train is just like a walk.
But
Um
yeah, you can park. You have a if you as long as you have a spot when you get home,
yeah, we
that's what
have
matters.
parking.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you're
I need
not
to get
looking.
my license.
Yes,
And I know all
indeed.
my driving people, my driving friends who've been telling me to get my license. Yes, I know. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get my license before I turn 30. Give me give me till May.
All
Okay?
right, you have till May, and then you start learning in better weather anyway. So there you
Exactly.
go. There you go.
So my license, I want to be settled in my career in
Mhm.
2024 because I feel like since I went back to work after having my son, there's been a lot of I've been doing the same kind of thing,
Mhm.
but there's been a lot of like movement and instability,
Mhm.
contracting and consulting and all of those things. So
Mhm.
I either want to be consulting full time or with a company. I don't mind not being like not working for myself full time right now because I enjoy working for, cool companies
Yeah,
and
and health
meeting
insurance.
people and girl, the benefits. That's the
Health
main
insurance.
thing like for me right now. Like I really just need that stability and there's so many things that I want to do like therapy and just like so many different things that I want to do that require those benefits.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
that's a huge goal of mine for 2024. Um, and what else? I want to say something about Bayroom, but like, I don't want to really give myself a goal for the year just because we're so early. It's so crazy because I feel like we just started, but
You have a lot of momentum
but like we really only have 6 more episodes. Like we really only have a few more months of filming
because we've been like,
before the season wraps. And I feel like while I feel like the following is growing and like, people are loving it. I just hope by the end of the season, like something takes off so that 2024 we can have like, sponsors and,
Mhm.
you know, well, yeah, all of those things.
Yeah. We'll make no. Wait.
So
Yes, but that's gonna happen though. You've been so on it. Like you have such a clear vision. I don't know if you know that.
sort of.
But it's clear to me. So that's why it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Now, how it happened, I don't know, but it's gonna happen.
I'm trying. I know consistency is like key.
And that's what we've been.
Yeah.
We've been in the stew. We in the stew right now.
Yeah,
We're really
facts.
cooking in the stew.
We really been in the
Like for
kitchen
real.
cooking.
Like
For
really
real.
bending
And
over
like
backwards.
we have some really, really dope conversations. Like I'm really excited for the next few
Me
ones.
too.
We got to get in another I feel like this is going to be our last like one-on-one before the last episode.
Is it?
Yeah, I think the last episode is going to be me and you, and then everything else the next 4 episodes are going to be
Well, I'm excited for people to hear those guests.
yes,
I
y'all.
really am. I think we've got some really good guests that add
They
value.
have
That's the thing.
aligned so well. Every single person. We really have all of our guests. We really just have one episode that we got to solidify a guest for.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about what's to come, with Bay Room. So continue to support, show love. We really,
Yes.
really appreciate y'all. Y'all have been
Yes,
super, super
indeed.
supportive, even though y'all not liking nothing.
Yeah, go on the gram. We only have Instagram. Oh, we have TikTok too. Which I do update. I do update that. It's behind Instagram, so all Instagram will be current. TikTok is right there, and then it's Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. Just because I'm one single human being. Full disclosure, but we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have YouTube Shorts, all at bay.room. It's all the
Yes.
same thing.
And we
Um,
we we see y'all watching because we see them views going
the
up.
views go up, but like it, comment, like your
Yes,
thoughts.
engage, please, and not
Yeah.
through text message.
DM is good, even email,
Because
like
I be getting texts like, "Girl, this." I'm like, if you don't put this under the comments, so we
yeah,
get
you
some
gotta
engagement.
comment,
Yes,
comment.
comment, like, get our algorithm up there. That's how you do that.
Yes,
So
indeed.
appreciate y'all, love y'all. Deja, any last thoughts?
Yeah, let me just shout out the socials because I noticed so Instagram is bay.room. YouTube Shorts is bay.room, but I know when it comes up as the it's like bayroom with some numbers. But if you go to bay.room on YouTube, you'll find the shorts. And then TikTok is bayroom pod, bay.room pod, because someone stole bayroom, which is like mad corny. So there's 3. We always just shout out Instagram, but there are 3, and I know the TikTok girl. First of all, everybody's been telling me to get on TikTok. People live and die.
I'm not interested.
I don't even use TikTok for anything, and then we're going to Vegas and people are sending me videos. I'm like, wow, I should use
Well,
it for
yeah,
more
you can use it for
informational.
information, but I have no interest in posting on
I don't
TikTok.
even know. It's too
It's too
much. It's
much.
like I barely got a grasp on Instagram. The algorithm change every day. So we have 3. Follow us on Bayroom. Please subscribe. Please comment and give topic suggestions. Like there will
Oh
be a
no,
next season.
yeah, oh yeah, that's a fact. I was gonna
Yeah.
say no, we got the we
No,
got
we're
that a
good
lot.
for this season. So like you won't, but next season there's a next season. So like DM the Bayroom page. Who knows? Maybe you could be a guest if you have a topic that you're really well versed in, right? Like
100%.
could always be a thing.
100%.
Like we're
Yes.
so that's that.
Yes.
We
Love you
love
guys.
y'all. Bye. Happy holidays.